You doing, my friends, and welcome to another Magic the Gathering Arena video here on the Jovenshire channel, where we cover all things superheroes, video games, comic books, all things geeky here in one place. In the last few Fridays, I've been doing some decks that I've brewed that have gotten me to Diamond, and today we're going to be doing another one of those. All of this is leading up to War of the Spark, the next expansion to come out for Magic the Gathering in general, and that comes out next week. So next Friday, I'm probably, because I'm part of the streamer program where I'll be able to play with the cards early. So next week we'll probably a War of the Spark deck. So today I wanted to talk about one of my favorite types of decks that won't get too many changes in the next set, so I figured it'd be safe to do it now. So before we jump into that, I just want to say that if you like this video, please hit that subscribe button, because if you like this video, I guarantee you're going to like the other stuff that we do here on the channel. And if you'd like an easy way to support the channel, just subscribe, sign up for notifications, and watch as much of this video as you possibly can. And that would really greatly help me, and I appreciate that so much. I love making these Magic the Gathering videos because I don't like doing net decks, so I like to come up with my own brews. So these are fun decks that work. I highly recommend that if you just want something new and fun to play. I've got the deck lists down below in other episodes that we've done with other decks. So check it out, try out the decks, add your own changes, put your own sideboards together, and I'm just hoping that this inspires other people to want to get into Magic the Gathering. So with that said, I want to get right into some Magic the Gathering Arena. And here we are looking at all the decks. I've got a lot of decks that I've made. I love that they allow me to have so many in there. Now, we almost did my green mono ramp deck today, because this one has actually been getting us some wins. It's called Stomp the Yard. This deck, though, will see some change in after the next set comes out. There's some like Nissa's coming out. There's some other good planeswalkers that will fit in the green mana pool that will be able to just ramp into these giant creatures. So I don't want to do that one today. Maybe in the next 2 weeks you'll see that deck. One, though, that I do want to do is my Grixis Dragon deck. As you can see here, it's called Dragon the Game On, because we're hoping to get into mid-range or late game to win. Now, admittedly, this deck isn't going to see a lot of change after the next set, because from what I understand, there aren't any dragons. I think today was the last day for spoilers, and there's a new Drake, but that's not a dragon. Now, obviously, two cards that could see their way into this deck is the new Sarkhan and the new Nicol Bolas, but to be completely honest, in this particular deck, I don't know if those cards will go here. So we have our early game. We really want to see Duress or Thought Erasure. Cast downs just for to get rid of any early game we need. We're using these cards to help make sure that our dragons stay safe. So I do like those cards, plus the less cards that they have in their hand, groovy. I am running 2 Cry of the Carnarium, only because mono white is an issue, aggro red is an issue, so if I can buy myself some time on turn 3, it's great. But the 2 cards that we really want to get are Sarkhan or Dragon's Horde, only because these 2 cards are going to ramp us into our bigger guys. Now, when we take, obviously, we've got Bedevil here just because it's a good removal card for the Grixis colors. We might see some new kill spells in War of the Spark make it into this deck for sure. There's just some good stuff, like the Elder Spell is just going to be fantastic to have with someone like Nicol Bolas if I have this one all the way down. Now, let's look at the dragons. So in our 4-drops, we are running 4 Nicol Bolas and 2 of the Bladewing. Late game, this card's even better because we can put down 2 dragons, which will trigger this twice. A 4/4 for 4 flying, it's not bad. Nicol Bolas, we might be able to go down to 3 and maybe get another cast down in there. With our side, this is the first deck I'm actually doing with the sideboard, so it's an easy to get rid of one of those to put in one of your sideboard cards. Though what I do like about Nicol Bolas is if Nicol Bolas is able to flip and become the Planeswalker, you can still put down a second Nicol Bolas and you can have both of them out in play at the same time. So you aren't hurting yourself too badly. And if I am replacing, if I have a Nicol Bolas down and I swing in for 4 and then I drop down a Nicol Bolas and they still have to discard a card when he comes down, and I'm replacing one, if I have Dragon's Horde down there, at least give me a card draw. In a pinch, it's not a bad thing. I will admit that this deck could be tweaked. This deck got me to Diamond with the help of rotating out one or two other decks at times. And also, admittedly, the last few days, this deck hasn't been working. I'm not playing against new decks or anything. Everyone's just playing the same cards. It just hasn't been working. And that should be like a testament to Arena, that sometimes when you're playing, you might just see one of your decks just not working anymore. It might have been one of your best decks, and just magically it's just not working. Give it a few weeks, give it a week, give it a few days, and then jump back into it. Maybe play a different deck and then switch back to your deck, and then all of a sudden it'll be working again. So I'm hoping we don't get any losses today. We'll probably see a loss or two, but hopefully we get a win. This deck does work, and I'm not gonna. If this video just has all losses, I'm not going to take it out because Grixis Dragons is my favorite type of deck, and I want to show it off. So those are my 4-drop dragons. Demanding Dragon as a 5-drop is really fun. On turn 4, if you can do Sarkhan or Dragon's Horde with your 4th land to ramp up to Demanding Dragon, where they have to sacrifice a creature or they're taking 5 damage. Skargan Hellkite, not a legendary, so I'm running 3 of them and he's good. You 9 times out of 10 want to make sure he comes down with the +1/+1 counter, so you can just start to pop off some of their smaller creatures. Maybe a priest is on the board giving you problems. Yeah, it takes 4 mana to be able to do his ability, but still, if it does kill some nuisances off the field, that's great. I do run 2 Eldest Reborn. I'd almost want 3 because I like this card a lot because it gets around hexproof. It's a problem solver. Plus, if someone like one of the greatest things that could happen is having Eldest Reborn with Nicol Bolas on the field. Nicol Bolas flips. When this goes, maybe a Niv Mizzet comes back down, and so I'm drawing 2 cards with him, and the Niv Mizzet is coming in with Eldest Reborn, being able to trigger his ability. Now, you'll notice in the land base, there are no swamps, only the dual lands, and that's because any swamp in this deck, it hurts Niv Mizzet. If I have a swamp and it's down, it just won't go towards Niv Mizzet. A turn 4 Niv Mizzet with Sarkhan is one of the greatest feelings in the world, and maybe we'll pull that off today. And that's kind of the reason why I don't know if I'm going to see the new Nicol Bolas in this deck, because it is 1 blue, 3 black, and 1 red. It is an amazing card, but I have to be able to pull off, first of all, there are enough black sources, so I will definitely try it. That's 8, 12, 13, 14, 15 black sources, so it should be doable, but at the same time, I don't know. It might be kind of hard to pull off. Already a Bedevil with Sarkhan is kind of a mean thing because this one needs 2 black, this one needs 2 red, so I don't know. Let's see how it does today. Let's just jump right in and see how the deck does. It's my favorite deck that I have next to my Simic counters deck, which I did in episode 1. I got a link for that down below. But let's jump on in and let's just see how it does. My Dragon Has Mono is my mono red dragon deck, and I'll show that one off later on because that's definitely gonna get the new Sarkhan in there. All right, dragging the game on. I'm drinking some coffee today because this episode would not be possible without it. All right, I'm playing against Jester75 as a Nissa. All right. So, I see a turn 2 Thought Eraser and turn 3 Sarkhan, because I do have the mana sources for it. So, let's see if it works. Depending on what they're playing against. I've had the most problems against Esper, and who doesn't have problems against Esper? Starting off with a tap one, alright. So, in order to pull off, let's just do this one first. Because this one gets us, see there's the 3rd right there. So turn 2 will be this to get Thought Eraser. Turn 3 with this mountain to get him out. No, nothing. Okay, so far. Let's see if he sacks him. I would be okay with him sacking his eagle for this. Is it an eagle? No, it's a pirate wizard. I always thought it was an eagle. That's fine. It's just one less thing I need to worry about. Depending on what he puts out, Cry of the Carnarium might not be a horrible idea. Currently, I think we're fine. Let's start this process.
You will feel the lick of my blade.
Had I not done the Thought Erasure, a turn 3 Carnarium would have been great. Is there anything we want to get rid of in my hand? This is a scary move, but we're going to go for it.
You unhinged.
I got rid of a Steam Vents. 4 Steam Vents. Okay. It's okay. Hey, at least now I'm not pulling a Steam Vents next turn. That gives me a chance. Maybe I'll pull that that turn 4 Nicol... not Nicol Bolas. Nicol Bolas won't be bad, but Niv Mizzet. Going for my face. He's got enough out for the counter. Alrighty then. This is an interesting Izzet deck I don't think I've really come across. Is he going to do 2 deck? Oh, he's already... Okay. Fantastic. Well, we are going to drop this like it's hot. We're going to take the 2 life to Cry of the Carnarium. The deck works! Kind of an easy win. We'll take it. We're only running 2 of the 2 cries, which might not be enough for main board in Battle of 1, but just won us the game there. I need to be playing some green decks right now to get my gold. I'm sitting on a lot of gold, but I'm waiting for my packs for war. Which, come on, who's with me? Who else? Here, I'm going to show you right now. Wrong thing. Who did it? Who pre-ordered? Just me? Oh, that's Thursday. That's okay, so that's not even on the Friday. Oh, I can't wait. Alright. That was game 1. Easy win. Didn't really get a show off what the deck can do. Here's hoping. And Sarkhan is really good. Now, the reason I'm not putting the new Sarkhan in here is because we're not going to keep this. Because if I have enough dragons out for that Sarkhan to be doing really well, like I've already got the game 1. This doesn't look great, but I don't want to mulligan down again. We're going to try it. Just got to draw a land in 2 turns. Next turn or the turn after, I'll be fine. There we go. That at least gives me, nope, that just means that goes down on curve. I still need 1 more land enable in order to get him down. Okay. He's drawing land in his hand. Well, there you go. Okay, so far he thinks that we're playing Izzet, but we're not. Actually, after seeing that, he probably doesn't think we're playing Izzet. But we got a turn 4 Skargan Hellkite. Which is precisely what I'm going to want to have down. Wow. Okay. At least that gives me 1 of anything, which is great. We don't need it right now. Let's see what he does. Because I can still do the ability, which we're definitely going to kill that off first. I'm going to bring that other guy back down to a 2-1. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, well, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait a second. We've got a Niv Mizzet coming down next turn. Yeah, he's... Oh, jeez. You're so... But maybe we don't. Maybe we don't. Ah, son of a beanbag. Because he just gave him that +1/+1 counter. God damn it. Now let's see a Cry of the Carnarium. Oh, no, we can't do the Cry of the Carnarium. Really? Really? Nice. That's the second one there. Cool. Alright. Like I said, we got our first win, so I don't feel too bad. He had exactly what he needed in his hand to stop everything bad from happening from him. So sometimes you're going to lose games like that. If he didn't have the ability to get that +1/+1 counter on his buffer. Alright, let's try again. Not great. Also not great. Because we only have the one red for that guy. We need to see a land. Okay, so we're going first. Got 2 Nicol Bolas. Okay. Let's see what's in your hand. Plus, this is going to give me scry and try to get to a card that I need. Well, it's got some card draw. At least that one doesn't have any kickback to it. There's the third land. Great. Alright. Sargon's coming down next turn. And there's no counter that I need to worry about. Let's see what we can do here. This might not be a smart move. Because land is good to have. But let's see some options here.
I need this. I need this.
Okay. That's not bad. Because I can play 2 of those down next turn. Ooh. Feel like I haven't seen a Firemind Research in a while. I bet Firemind Research leads to Izzet dying and becoming the Reborn. It's like the start of it. Those paying attention to War of the Spark, spoilers. Alright. That's going to be helpful later. So let's go ahead and bump this up. We're going to need 1 black mana for sure so that I can make sure that I cast Duress still. So we'll drop the red. So he's about to discard 2 cards here, which makes me so happy. He's not going to draw that or discard that. What do you got? Maybe a land? Let's see. Let's see what these other 2 cards are. Come on. Ooh, he's thinking about it. 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 Oh, damn it. Get rid of it. Let's see what else he's got in there. Maybe I should have done that in a different order. No, we're fine. Okay, let's get rid of that. Alright, so we're sitting kind of pretty. He might want to try... Make sure he doesn't have any Phoenixes in there. Yeah. He might want to try getting... shocking him. Which I'm okay with. I'm almost contemplating... Okay. That's great. I'm glad that he did that. Like, I am physically glad that he did that. Let's lose the cast down.
What madness!
Alright, so now he's kind of like, he can't... Oh, wait, what's he doing? Now he's drawing cards. Let's get silly. Because he's obviously a control deck, and the last thing you want a control deck to have are cards in
They
hand.
are coming.
weird we didn't even show off a lot of the dragons today. But it worked. And see, that was a good example of, like, I'm running the 4 Nicol Boluses, so I wanted to, like, it's okay to sometimes get rid of your Nicol Bolus, especially if you have, like, an Eldest Reborn that you can draw into as well. That was fantastic. We got a few wins in there. One of them was basically just making sure the board was nice and clear. We lost to a Merfolk deck. Unless if you're gonna be a mid-range or late game deck, if you just don't have what you need against an aggro deck, sometimes you're just going to lose, and they had exactly what they needed, so I don't feel too bad about that loss. Again, this is my Grixis Dragons deck. Grixis Dragons is my favorite type of deck to play. You got the dragons, you got control. Again, I don't see it getting a lot of upgrades come War of the Spark. I'm going to definitely try the new Nicol Bolas in there as well, maybe as a 2-of to kind of see how it does. Because I do have enough black sources, so maybe that'll work. But this deck does have a sideboard. It's got, obviously, the main board. Decks below. If you would like to use this deck, feel free to try it out. It needs changes. It's 100% not like a top-tier, God-tier, S-tier deck, whatever. It can always use room for improvement. So let me know in the comments below what changes you'd make. Also, what decks you plan on using. And what cards you're looking forward to in War of the Spark. Because there are some great ones. Oh man, the Boar God, I can't wait just to do stupid things with it. It's going to be great. I'm going to make a mill deck using Ashiok and Jace in one of the mill decks I already have. That's going to be fun. So many great cards coming out. That all happens next week. And again, you can download Magic the Gathering Arena for free, and especially if you were watching this video and you're so confused, you're like, I don't know what he's doing. Download the game. Just practice. There's practice modes. It's great. So, one of my favorite things ever. Again, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button because it really helps support me here on the channel. Share this video with a friend watching. If you've watched this much of the video, you've already done so much, so I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching, and that's it for me. So, till the next time, I'll see you later.